Oh, my back. How we doing, man? Let me turn off this monetization thing. Keep forgetting. Maybe I should change that up a little bit. What's up, Shady? Goddamn, this boy early. I am. Dude, doesn't this look like, what's it called? Slurp juice from Fortnite? Looks like slurp juice. But I am early, yeah, man. I am early. Nothing. What else is there to do during my day? I don't think there's much I don't think there's much to do in today's day and age. So I think this is the best use of my time. And you know what happens if someone's blue lean? It's 93% lean. That's 93% lean. Yeah. How you doing, man? How you doing? There might be like nobody here, but that's fine. I'm probably gonna just be distracted a little bit here and there. Um, I might be distracted. Yeah, that's yeah. Because I'm probably gonna be working on some here, maybe like a thumbnail, at least for the first like couple of minutes. At least the first couple of minutes. Making breakfast and that coffee. Yeah, yeah. Man, I don't even coffee. Coffee's good. I heard coffee's bad for you though. It's not like the most natural thing in the world. Unlike my blue substance I have. Unlike my 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 blue concoction I'm drinking. Completely different brew. Nobody said anything about healthy. Yeah. Nobody said anything about healthy brew. Chill out. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have music on. I need to turn it off. I can't think with it. Too much going on in my brain a little bit. You've been just like you. Card builder, White House. So I need maybe like a picture of the White House. Anytime, anytime. It's come out. Beep, 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 beep. There's a best boom. Should I just do that? Let's do this. So you posted up in New York, eh? Hey, man. Probably a bunch of stuff to do. You probably can get a bunch of stuff done when you out there. Probably, right? Probably a bunch of shit to do nonstop. What the fuck, man? Up early, drink coffee? That's good. That's good. Get some things done. That's a good idea. Weather's nasty so in the summer, though, moggy and hot. Yeah, I know. Same here, bro. Same here. Not too far. Not too far. New York ain't too far. Kind of far from the city, but, not too far overall. Not too far overall. I used to go to New York a lot, actually. Not a lot. Not a lot, but I've been there a couple times in terms of the city, not the state. Well, the city technically, but I've been there 4 or 5 times probably, bunch of times. But I used to when I was a kid, I went and I used to love going to the Toys R Us they had there. I remember the Toys R Us they had in what was that? Manhattan, right? Something like that. Manhattan. Something like that. Somewhere near there. But I remember I used to go to the Toys R Us, and that used to be like the best part of my day, dude. The Ferris wheel, yeah, the Ferris wheel, dude, dude. The Ferris wheel in the Toys R Us, it would be amazing. The amount of toys they had there, dog. The amount of toys, and then they had like a bunch of those like candy shops on like the third floor. Dude, I've never in my life seen a three Floyd Toys R Us, bro. Three floors to Toys R Us was the craziest thing I've ever seen. I've ever seen, bro. The only thing I hated there going there, the only thing I hated about going there was um why so early, bro? Good morning. Good morning. Niagara Falls or Windsor? Which would you rather visit? Windsor. Niagara Falls, bro. Like, what goes on in Niagara Falls? Nothing. The WWE section near the big, yeah, the T-Rex, yeah, the T-Rex. Dude, I remember they had like a whole section. They literally had a Lego store inside the Toys R Us. Dude, that used to be the craziest thing ever. And then going out at like, me and my mom and my sister used to go at like 3 a.m. Go outside to do all the what's it called, with like the guys who like sell like fake stuff or whatever, or like stolen stuff, fake and stolen shit. We used to go, and that used to be like one of the best things to do, man. Literally one of the best things to do. WD section, hit some licks on that spot, bro. No, you are not hitting licks on the WWE section, bro. You're not, dude. I'm pretty sure they had like a bunch of security because they definitely had like, you know they definitely had a bunch of people trying to steal stuff. Why so early though? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I don't have nothing to do. A little bit. Don't have nothing to do. What else? What better is there to do, other than if I could provide some oh Jesus, provide some entertainment? That'd be dope. That would be dope. Yeah, gaming section. Yep. And they had like those guys in this. Like Costco has like the guys who like sell food. The Toys R Us in New York had like guys who like would demonstrate like products, and I'd be like, dude, that's so sick. I remember they duped me. They got me one time, bro. They got me bad. They had like this little like furry worm on like a string, right? And you have like the string, and like you move it around, right? And you have like the string attached to your nose, and you like it looks, if it the way it moves, it looks like a real creature. But dude, I thought it was a real creature. I thought it was like a real animal. I don't know how, or moved on its own. And then I bought it, and then I realized there's just a string attached to it. I'm like, they got me. They got me. They got me, dude. They got us. They got us. Hinato Makano calls out yesterday Michael Chandler would be a good fight. Both Hinato wants money. Yeah, I know. Well, that's the thing, right? Moicano's not in the I don't think Moicano's in a place to be calling out Michael Chandler. That might be a little bit of a hot take, but I don't think Hinato's in. Dude, Hinato's not in a place to be fighting veterans. Moicano's a veteran. Michael Chandler is a veteran. Neither of them should be fighting veterans. Neither of them should be fighting veterans. They both need to fight up and comers. They're not in any place to be talking about. That Moicano's just wants to say he wants to fight Chandler so that people can rally behind him and he can fight Chandler. When in reality, he should not be fighting Chandler. He should be fighting an up and comer. Okay, you fought your veteran. You fought Beneil Dariush as a veteran. Now that you failed the veteran test, now it's time to fight a contender. Fight an up and comer. And then if you beat an up and comer, then maybe we can give you another veteran. Maybe we can give you a name in the rankings. But right now, hey buddy, you find an up and comer. Fight a young, hungry guy. It's not about the money. But I understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to get an easy fight for himself. See, Paddy Pimblett's last 3 opponents have a combined record of 0-13 losing streak. Chandler, okay, he was on a losing streak. Who was before Chandler? What was it? Was Bobby Green the fight before Chandler? Bobby Green? Was that? No, that was in the fight. Tony? No, it was Bobby Green. Before that, it was Tony. Before that, so probably. But I mean, dude, 0-13 is like 0-13. I'm pretty sure 50% of that is just from Tony Ferguson. You know what I mean? 50% of that is just Tony Ferguson. But yeah. Paddy Pimblett doesn't. I mean, dude, Paddy Pimblett has it so easy. He had it so easy, bro. Paddy Pimblett had it so easy, man. Like, take in when guys like Orably have to fight these up and coming contenders. When guys like, all these guys have to fight actually hard opponents at 155. 155 is the most stacked division. Imagine getting blessed with Bobby Green, Tony Ferguson, and Michael Chandler. Like, that is the trifecta of easy fights. All unks. He has not fought anybody in their prime. Like, he's not fought anybody. Like, the level of privilege Paddy Pimblett has shown is just a ridiculous amount of privilege. Islam's wins are low-key whack also, but they're not whack though. They're not whack. They're not that whack. They're not as whack as Paddy Pimblett's. Paddy Pimblett's are way out of whack, whereas Islam's are like, they're a little bit out of whack, but like, I'll let it slide. Call my phone and don't leave me alone. Islam beat Arman? Yeah, but that doesn't count. That's not like you can't really say that, you know what I mean? That's like saying Usman beat Leon, right? It's like, yeah, he beat him, but that was forever ago. You can't even take that into consideration though, right? Still believing Pimblett versus Hooker is a nice fight for him and a better test than Chandler. Oh yeah, it's a better test than Chandler, but at this point, anything's a better test than Chandler. Every Daggy fighter opponents always seems to pull out when they get in terrible replacement. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I think that's Ali Abdelaziz's fault. Pimblett needs Gaethje. Yeah, I think Paddy Pimblett needs to pray that he gets Justin Gaethje, because if he gets anybody who's not Justin Gaethje, I think everybody beats him. Max Holloway beats him. Dustin beats him. Hooker beats literally everybody in the top 15 outside of like. No, everybody outside the top 15 beats him. My YouTube's such an echo chamber right now. It is an echo chamber. Yeah, if you're deeply involved in it, and that's what I mean, what is an echo chamber? Right? An echo chamber is like a chamber where you say something and you're getting echoed back. You're hearing the same thing you're saying constantly, and you're not getting any sort of outside opinions. But if you start, or if you stop getting involved in the echo chamber, then uh that's for me. Like, I'm not even involved in it in terms of, I don't be watching other people's stuff. I don't watch like gurus. I don't watch, like, I can't watch guru stuff. I can't watch bedtimes. I can't watch Lucas Tracy. The only guy like genuinely, none of them. None of them. I can only watch like the documentary style ones. I follow pretty much every creator that isn't a dweeb, using being a UFC fan as a front to gain followers. Yeah. No, I don't want to, much of anyone. Yeah, Sam. Yeah, I know, right? It's a little bit of like, it is an echo chamber. It is an echo chamber, and you can get trapped in it a little bit. And especially like, it's not even, once you get into like the MMA echo chamber, you start becoming a little bit, I don't know. I don't know. You start becoming a little bit into a certain personality, especially if you're like an MMA guru regular, dude. You start becoming an MMA guru regular. All top MMA journalists are talking about the White House BS like it's actually going to happen. I mean, it could, right? It could. It could happen. I don't think it will. I don't think it will. I think it's all talk, but you know, well, but it's an interesting thing to talk about. It's just because there's nothing else going on. You know what I mean? There's nothing else going on. No sort of interesting topics to discuss. No, not much of anything. There's like, and like, you know, as much as people hate John Jones, he was keeping the sport alive for the past year in terms of, you know, what's it called? Like entertainment, I guess you can call it. Mm-mm. Like the tune for Emmerich Guru for his funny rants. However, I can't take his constant impressions. I think that's the only part I like. That's the only part actually I actually enjoy, is the constant impressions. You know what I mean? That's the only part I could genuinely sit down and watch and be like, you know what? That's dope. I fuck with it. I mess with it heavy. I mess with it heavy, lads. Lads, I mess with it heavy. I mess with it heavy, lads. I said this months ago. After Jones retires, the heavyweight division will return to what it is after Francis left. Boring. Yeah, probably. I mean, right? Because there's no new heavyweights, and there's no new heavyweights because when a guy who makes his debut and loses his debut still gets ranked at number 15. Rizvan Kuniev is ranked at number 15, and he lost his debut. This guy's never won a fight in the UFC, and he's ranked at number 15. Never won a single fight, and he's ranked at number 15. And you won't leave me alone. Beep beep beat it, beep beep beat it. Then a bounce, beep beep beat it, beep beep beat it. I like when he trolls Dana White. MMA Guru trolls Dana White. Okay. Problem not to make. What's like a sorry, I'm thinking about like a thumbnail real quick. And I just gotta thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Thinking about it. You're talking about the criminal DUI battery hit and run Roy domestic violence John Jones. He was cleared of all the Royd stuff. Actually, I was actually doing some research, and USADA said that he was cleared of it. Okay, and if any of the stuff that happened to him then happened today, there wouldn't be a stain on his legacy. Okay. If you only watch MMA, what do you do in your free time? Feel like we have to wait forever for fights? What do I do in my free time? Oh, I work. I work. Like tomorrow, I'm working 6 plus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like 12 to 14 hours tomorrow. So I don't have much time for anything. I'm at home for like 2 hours in the middle of the day. So I'll do that for a bit. Chill out. Maybe do this. This is what I would rather do because there's nothing really for anybody to do, right? So if I can at least keep people some if I can give people occupied, then that'd be dope. The laugh of John Jones is evil. Yeah, true. Yeah. I can't do an impression of John Jones. I just can't. I just can't. I'll listen to enough John Jones stuff in order to do that. So and you won't leave me alone. John Jones cleared of all evil, just like Epstein. No, I'm just saying the steroids, man. I'm just saying the steroids, bro. I'm saying, you know what? Steroids. Don't steroids. Okay? It's all the same, bro. It's all the same. Steroids. Don't steroids. It's all the same. Roids are not bad. Getting caught is. There's a reason fighters don't talk about it much anymore. They all tried or take them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to view it. I don't know if fighters are taking it or not taking it. I just think there are some guys who are taking it 100%, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. But it's how many? When John Jones leaves the interview before it starts, yeah, that did happen. That did happen. But that's because he was British, okay? And we all know John Jones was just being an American patriot when he left that interview, okay? American fans need to realize John Jones was being a patriot because the Americans, us Americans, we do not mess with the British, okay? They tried to tax us. We remember what happened in 1812, right? 1812. I think I'm caught up on my history, American history. 1812, right? I think I know what happened. I know what happened, buddy. We all know what happened. 1776? Oh, shit. Then what was 1812? Oh, that was Civil War, dude. 1812 was Civil War. Oh, my bad. Shit, my bad. Dude, 1812 was Civil War. I was way off, dude. I was way off, dude. Ain't no way I was that off. Don't they call my phone? Don't leave me alone. Their Civil War's 6. Then what was 1812? War of 1812. Nah, okay. The 1812 was U.S. and the United Kingdom. And that's when it declared war. It declared war on the British in 1812, bro. What are you saying, 1776? What was 1776? What was 1812? Oh, okay, I'm done, bro. I don't know. They used to tax our tea. Now they tax every single thing we buy and work for. Yep. I know, right? But that's what happens when you globalize. You need to tax your population once you start globalizing. This is just how it is. That was a separate war. Ah, shit. Dog, I don't know my American history. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I just remember playing Assassin's Creed 3, and that was 1812. That took place in 1812, and I remember. So that's the only way I remember my history. Was 1812. What was it, 1812 when they first established like the president stuff? Oh, dude, look at the stuff at the bottom. It's creatine at the bottom. Just wait. No, I'll wait. Just wait. What am I waiting for? You have Google right there, my boy. Yeah, I know, but I'm not doing that. I ain't doing that, bro. I'm not trying to get a history lesson. Stay in school as long as you can. What are you trying to say there, buddy? You won't leave me alone. My name's Conor McGregor. I'm going through very much. I'm going through very much. Accents are trash, bro. You genuinely need to work on that, like day in, day out. Your accents, if you don't want to lose them. Telling the stories you love when you talk history. No, I'm not like a history. I'm okay with history. I'm nasty at geography, dude. If you ask me geography, I'm literally nasty at geography. 1,000,000%. Geography is like is something like I could destroy any lib. Any lib who tries to 1v1 me geography, they get literally cooked. That's a Billy. Okay. It's a good quote then. Actually, it's a quote by me. It's not a Billy Madison quote. It's a quote by me. You're gonna learn today. Sort of Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler, UFC. My name's Michael Chandler. Dude, why does Michael Chandler low-key look like a doll? Does he not look like a doll here? Tell me he doesn't look like... This looks like a toy version of Michael Chandler. Like, it doesn't look real. Tell me this doesn't look like... excluding the face. If you don't look at the face, this looks like a toy. I don't know why, but it looks like a toy. And not a toy I would buy because... It's a pretty dumb toy to buy, a Michael Chandler toy. Although I used to buy WWE toys, and there's not much difference between UFC is just real man's WWE. That's a fact. Once you grow up, become a man, dude, you watch UFC instead of WWE. Except the less goon breaks. You gonna learn today. Stop watching WWE in 2008. Yeah, it's a good time to stop watching, I think. Oh, no, I fucked up. No, I messed up bad. Oh, my God. What did I do? Have a good stream, bro. Thanks, man. Peace, bro. Dude, I'm trying to do this freaking thumbnail, man. I wanted to do, like, a certain dope theme to it, but I messed up already. I literally already messed up, so it is what it is. Now, I'm sure there's something I can do here. Streaming doesn't work out. What kind of profession do you want to go into? I don't know. There's a bunch of them I could do. But that's for another day to worry about. You try to brag. No, it is what it is. I just take it. You know, you gotta live into the present. That's what I got. You know that Master Oogway quote? Something about the future, something about the past, something about the present. So live in the present. Michael Chandler's kids when he loses for the 20th time in a row, and this is still my boy. Yeah, it's Chris Weidman's dad. Actually said that quote. Actually, that was Chris Weidman's dad. That wasn't Michael Chandler's kids who said that quote. But you know, whatever. Casual. If I do this, save, and then I do. Still think you stream UFC 5 on here? I don't have UFC 5, man. I wish I had UFC 5. I don't have UFC 5. I wish I had it, but I don't. It's a tough life we live, man. It's a tough life we live. I don't have a PS5. I don't have a PS5. I don't plan on buying a PS5 unless it comes down to it where it's like I need a PS5. Like I might. It's just I don't want to spend the money. Maybe if PS5 were like fairly cheap, then I do it. But until then, no way. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. How can we buy you one? Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, maybe. It depends. It depends on what's going on. It really depends on what's going on. Like, but it's just that dude. That's a lot of. I don't know, man. UFC 5. The thing is, I'd probably rage quit, but I could do it. I probably could do it. I probably could do it. I could do UFC 4. I could, if I could probably bring my PS4 down here and get it going. But now I just need like a logo. Sorry. If Hackle buys one, yeah, I'll do it for sure. But that day ain't gonna happen. That day ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Um, oh man. Six eggs, two toasts, two and some bacon. That's good breakfast, dude. That's a good breakfast. It's a great breakfast. Matter of fact, it's a great breakfast. Then we'll do like a layer. 6 eggs, dude. Are you rich? 6 eggs? That's like $600 in today's market, man. Bacon too. Bacon's probably expensive too. Eggs ain't that much in the city, and they're like $6 a dozen. Okay, that's not terrible, but that's American though, so that's like a bunch of money actually. It's like $12 over here. Guys like you. Maybe actually. Egg money for the honeys, you feel me? Yeah, I got you. I got you. The Puerto Rican baddies. Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. If I do that, move him here, him here. Mother. Put that below. Put that here. But still. Or maybe, instead of that, I can do this. So I'm gonna call my phone. Won't leave me alone. Jackson podcast was. There's nothing. So many people blowing their hands off with fireworks. I didn't see any of that. I didn't see any of that. But I feel like I've seen that before. It's probably because you know what the realistic answer? You know what the realistic answer to why you probably never seen people blowing their hands off with fireworks? Realistically, the unfun answer to that question is that there wasn't the internet. You know, there wasn't Twitter the way Twitter is today. There wasn't Instagram the way Instagram is today. Instagram and Twitter used to be actually like enjoyable places to go to just and it wasn't like straight up just scrolling. Like you'd only be looking at, on Instagram, you'd only be looking at like your friends post, celebrities post. You wouldn't be looking at like, memes used to be a lot better. Like nowadays you scroll reels and it's just genuinely just like, you know, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. So it's probably just because, yeah, only had your friends' feeds, celebrities' feeds, the people you were following's feeds. Nowadays, you get like the most random stuff. I remember there was like this point in time not too long ago where I would just be seeing like straight up cartel videos on Reels. I'd be like, you know what? This is probably not the best thing to watch right now. You've been trying to burn up guys like you. Hey, hey. No. Live leak used to be goaded, bro. I wasn't even one of those guys. I wasn't one of those guys. I was like, no, that was not me. I was not one of those guys, bro. For sure, no way. Ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Why? Why does it make my head look like this? Bro, why does my head look like this, bro? Genuinely, why does my head look like this? Why is it shaped like that? What? I mean, what? That is not supposed to be how it is. You've been talking about guys like you. We're having to Bryce Mitchell's podcast, man. It's be a great podcast. It's like Ark and Sandy or whatever, something like that. Thing died out real quick. Thing got canceled, maybe, or maybe he just stopped doing it because he realized it's probably not the best use of his time. Should be training like a man. Mm-mm. Dude, podcast with him? Yeah. P head. Brock Lesnar daughter or Kayla Harrison? Or Kayla Harrison? In terms of what? Would I rather have as a daughter or what are you talking about? What do I mean, Brock Lesnar daughter or Kayla Harrison? What I don't know what you mean by that. Don't know. Don't know, mate. I don't know. Smash. Yeah, to both. I haven't really seen. If it looks anything like Brock Lesnar, probably going Kayla Harrison. Cause at least she got some femininity to her. You know, at least, right? At least. She's basically Brock in the wig. All right, then I'm probably gonna go with Kayla. Lesnar's daughter, just so my son's genetics are top tier. Yeah. Oh, okay. You know what? That's actually not a bad thought process. Yeah, Lesnar's daughter. But I feel like Kayla Harrison wouldn't be like that far off. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't be that far off for Kayla Harrison. You know, like you wouldn't have like a wimp as a son if it was Kayla Harrison, you know? But you might, depending on you, because you could mess it up for your son as well. But what happens if you say you're taking Brock Lesnar's daughter just so your son's genetics are top tier and then you have a daughter? Then what are you gonna do? Then you're kind of screwed. Then you're like, well, now we just have another Brock Lesnar daughter. Thank you, USA. You are my best friend. Bloodline still evolves. I guess that's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. And you know, those are like some dominant genes too. So like those would carry on for a long time. But then your genes would probably get wiped out because Brock Lesnar's daughter's genes probably carry like really hard. You know what I mean? Like they probably carry real, real good. You know. What could I do? What could I do? Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. Then you hope someone with the same thought process as you married her. Yeah, true. Yeah. Your bloodline evolves, but by it evolving, it also means it gets wiped out nearly completely. Imagine having Brock as a stepfather. Dog, that would be bad. That would be bad. Are you kidding? Because I don't know. I don't know. I feel like that'd be bad. And I didn't think that'd be lit. I think that'd be terrible. Brock it wouldn't be it wouldn't be a stepfather, bro. What are you, a stepfather? It's a father-in-law, bro. Completely different, bro. Yeah, it's a father-in-law, bro. That's completely different. Completely different, bro. Thank you, USA. You are my best friend. I gotta stop singing that shit. Time's at 9:40. I gotta go to the gym. How you doing, bro? Good. How are you, man? How are you doing? We just posted up. How come James? No. Oh my gosh. What in the world did I do, bro? What in the world did I do? What in the world is this, bro? What is this? What is this? What is this? Terrible. If Brock had any disease, and what if he trained MMA and wrestling since childhood? What outcome could have been? Yeah, what outcome could have been, man? What outcome could have been? True. Yeah. I don't know what you mean by that, but I think that's a great idea. No, if Brock literally trained wrestling since childhood. What do you mean? He's trained. That's literally what he did. He was like one of the best, one of the better wrestlers, and just massive and strong. He just didn't train MMA. He trained wrestling though. He was like an elite collegiate wrestler back in the day. That's how we got into WWE. That's how we got into UFC. It's how he didn't end up like MMA. Give yourself Josh Koscheck hair. What, blonde afro? Yeah, blonde afro, bro. Wow. maybe at some point. Are you on Instagram? Nah, I ain't on gram. I ain't on the gram. No way. I am, but like I don't use it, so it's like yeah, I am, but nothing's gonna happen from there, boys. Nothing's gonna happen from there. There might be. I don't know. We'll see. I might do Instagram, but I don't know. It's just, dude, I have this problem right now where it's like I can't get into things. I don't know why. Maybe it's my brain is like decaying. But it's like I can't get into things. I'm on PH now. IDK, but Patty is annoying. Patty is annoying? Yeah, you can be annoying. You can definitely be annoying. Wait a minute. Did Conor McGregor have staph going into the Dustin fight? Dude, I think Conor McGregor had a bad case of staph going into the Dustin fight. Did we know why the second Dustin fight? Dude, did he have staph? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are we discovering something? Is this breaking news? Did he have a bad case of staph? Dude, look at this right here. Is this staph on Conor McGregor going into that? This was the Dustin 2 fight, right? Dude, did he have a bad case of staph? Is that why he lost? Interesting. Someone should have asked him that. You know, did you have staph going into that Dustin rematch? Because I think that could have been the thing going into that fight. I think Brock couldn't have done more in MMA because he didn't like to get hit and his striking was not good at all. Yeah, true. True. Conor needs some milk before the third fight. Nah, he just didn't. He lost because his leg was. No, it was because he had staph, bro. It's because he had staph infection, man. He had staph in that third fight with Dustin, for sure. That was the reason he lost. Dude, I think if he didn't break his leg, and if Conor McGregor was at 100%, didn't break his leg, he could have beaten Dustin, and then we could have seen Conor McGregor versus if Conor stayed active like he said he wanted to after beating Donald Cerrone, we could have, dude. Dustin would have beaten Islam. Dustin would have. I mean, not Dustin. Conor would have beaten Islam. Let's say it how it is. Let's call a spade a spade. Prime Conor beats Islam. 1,000,000%. Do you see his striking? No, Dustin had autism during that fight. Dustin is Conor's father. Nah, stop it. Dustin's not better. He just got lucky. That's the definition of getting lucky. You don't even check a leg kick. Your opponent's leg just snaps, bro. Nah, why are you laughing, Ronaldo? Prime Conor? Man. Dude. You don't get lucky twice? Yeah, I know. He only got lucky once. What do you mean? Whiskey Conor is peak? Whiskey Conor? No. No way Conor beats King Islam. Nah, Conor beats Islam. For sure. For sure. For sure, dude. For sure. He beats him. Sean O'Malley next fight. Probably. I would like to see him fight Henry Cejudo. That'd be dope. I'd like to see him fight Henry Cejudo. Even Usman Nurmagomedov cooks him? No, stop it. Usman had a tough fight against Paul Hughes. This guy's not even in the UFC, and you're having tough fights against B-League comp, and you think you're beating Conor McGregor? No way. No way. No way. Even the Conor that fought Habib beats Usman. The Conor that fought Habib beats a lot of guys in the top 10 right now. Beats Benoit Saint Denis, beats Chandler, beats Dariush, beats Moicano, beats Patty. I think he beats Patty. Beats Justin. Beats Oliveira. He beats a lot of guys, bro. He beats a lot of guys. Let's be real. Whiskey Conor went 4 rounds with Habib. Yeah, Whiskey Conor went 4 rounds with Habib, and he won the 3rd round. At this point, I don't think Conor beats anybody in the top 15. No, stop it, bro. Stop it. Usman couldn't finish Paul Hughes. So true. So true. He doesn't beat Arman. He does not beat Arman. No, he doesn't beat Arman. But Arman's good. Arman's good. Future title challenger and potential title holder. So, I still think Ilya can beat Habib. Ilya would have destroyed Habib. He would have knocked Habib out. He would have knocked Habib clean out. Armand will beat Ilya like Uncle I beat Alex. Nah, doubt it. Connor was not focused at all in life when he fought Habib, and his hunger was not there. No, I think he was hungry, and I think he was focused. I just think I understand what you're saying. I know what you're saying. He could have been more focused, more hungry. He still was, but just not as much as when he fought Alvarez or when he fought, at 45, right? Or even against Nate Diaz. Khabib would jab Ilya's? Nah, stop it. Do you really think Khabib would outbox Ilya? What? That is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Mm. Paul Hughes can beat Usman in a rematch. Oh yeah, that's why Usman doesn't want that fight. That's why he doesn't want that fight. Because he knows it's a hard fight. He knows it's a hard fight. A hard fight. It's a hard fight. Mate. It's a hard fight, mate. Um Trying to find like a picture of someone holding a hammer. Aha, perfect. Okay. Habib would throw up one of his random flying knees. It would KO Ilya due to his midget size. Yeah, I'm sure. Once Connor lost to Mayweather, his mind went elsewhere. Yeah, true, true, true. But I mean, yes, kind of, but at the same time, not really though, right? At the same time, kind of not really. Um, Khabib with Connor version that fought Eddie was something else on the night. Time and reflex was everything was on another level. Yeah, that was one of the fights where it was like he actually was locked in, and that was probably one of the fights where like he was feeling his best because against Dustin, against Nate Diaz, he had staff in both those fights, right? If I make the best title for your live UFC 318 is trash, it is trash. 318 is trash, and it's really unfortunate because I really want it to be a good fight. I really do. And it sucks that it's not. It really does suck. Ilya would beat Habib because Ilya doesn't sleep with his cousin. I'm pretty sure they do the same thing in Georgia. They're literally neighbors. Georgia and Dagestan are neighbors. So if you think they don't have like the similar culture of doing that, then you're greatly mistaken, my friend. Michael Johnson, are you on drugs? Prime Michael Johnson sleeps Ilya. Yeah, it's definitely an opinion. That's definitely a opinion that you can have. I think prime Kevin Lee beats Habib, but no one's ever gonna believe me. No one is ever gonna believe me when I say prime Kevin Lee beats Habib. No one's gonna agree with me, and it sucks that no one's ever gonna agree with me, man. It does. It really sucks. If Connor made Habib famous, he should be thankful for his life. DC also said the same thing, but he always salty. I know, right? Connor made Habib famous. He made Habib the man that he is today. If it wasn't for Connor, Habib wouldn't be. He would probably be working a 9 to 5 in Dagestan or something. You know what I mean? Probably what would be happening. What are you doing? I'm working on a thumbnail, man. Because I want to make a good thumbnail. Excuses for losing to Dustin. Connor fans have to cope with the fact that he lost twice. No, I didn't lose twice. He lost once. He lost once. All right? That's it. He just lost once. Nothing wrong with losing to Dustin once, okay? In the trilogy fight, when they have a real trilogy, then he's gonna show levels 1,000,000%. Oh, this is dope. This is dope. This is dope. How do y'all think about this? What does this look like? Does this look dope or not? Yes or no? Yay or nay? Do you play video games? No, not really. Kevin Lee got smoked by Prime Raging Al. Yes, that is true. Kevin Lee is down 2-0 to Ally Quinta. But styles make fights. Styles make fights. Look at Habib versus Ally Quinta. And are you saying that Ally Quinta's better than Dustin, better than Connor, better than Justin? Are they? I don't think so. I don't think Ally Quinta's better than those guys. But styles make fights. Alvarez finished RDA. And he beat Justin Gaethje in the striking. That was no grappling. Prime Michael Johnson was a beast. True. That left hook, Michael Johnson's left hook, still to this day at his old age, is still good. Still to this day. To this day. To this day. Habib used the owl to practice his jab. I mean, sure, yeah, you can say that. You can say he used the ally Quint to fight to practice his jab, but did he though? Did he? Did he? Did he, my brother? Did he? I don't know. I just don't know, mate. Diggs paid protester group hiring. I'm not a paid. I have no associations with the paid protester group, man. I have no zero association with them. UFC Diddy House next. That'd be dope. That'd be dope. Everybody has to be oiled up to fight. I'm pretty sure they already do fights like that in India. I'm pretty sure they already do that. I saw in 3 different YouTube videos at Pride protest. That was not me, bro. That's not me. UFC Epstein Island, Pat Barry special host. Fire. I love that idea. UFC Epstein Island, Pat Barry special host. UFC. We could do UFC. We already got the Diddy house. And who's going to be John Jones, the host for the Diddy episode? Maybe we'll do UFC. Maybe UFC at a psychological institution hosted by Tony Ferguson. That'd be dope. We could do UFC. We could do a UFC prison episode, right? UFC in a prison hosted by John Jones himself. What else is there? We could do another episode of UFC in a mental institution hosted by BJ Penn. Maybe we'll do UFC at a cloning facility, Area 51, hosted by BJ Penn. Fire. I love these ideas. I love them. Remember the episode of Dana White's Looking for a Fight where he went into the jungle and caught Ngannou in a net? Okay. No, I don't remember. I don't think that was a real episode of Looking for a Fight, bro. I don't think that's a real thing. Could you imagine? Okay, guys, today we're going to be looking for a fight in the jungles of Cameroon. First stop is going to be where we see a man take on a gorilla. Apparently, this guy's name is Francis Ngannou. He's going to be taking on the first gorilla of the night. Let's see how he does here, boys. Do some digging into. Don't know why the UFC still allows him to be around. I've never heard. Oh, is that the manager, Tiki? Yeah, that's the manager, right? Yes, I know who that is. I know who that is, yeah. Dude, what's with it's Aljo's manager? It's Tracy Cortez's manager, I believe. Yeah, dude, what's with UFC managers being like some of the worst guys on the earth? I'm pretty sure it's Dustin Poirier's manager, right? So it's either you're choosing between this guy, a terrorist, and and I don't know what is this guy accused of? Sexual misconduct. Tiki and Rampage are both sus. They got some weird shit. Really? He's a pedo? Exact. Okay, there you go. If this was in the past, Dana White would just buy people to compete. Yeah. Jones, Tabit, Gary got to be on the Diddy card. Yeah. True. For sure. For sure. all managers and generals are snakes. Managers are pointless. Are they pointless? Then why does everybody have them though? If they're all pointless, why does everybody have one? What happened to the Brazilian manager? I don't know. I know Yuri's and Izzy have the same manager. He seems dope. I know Sean O'Malley doesn't have a manager, but most guys have a manager. I'm not saying everybody, all of them have one. I'm saying most guys have a manager though. But you need to be a Sean O'Malley level star to not have a manager because you get such an advantage if you have a manager. Like look at what's his name? Any of the guys who are managed by Abdulaziz, Rizvan Kuniev, and like this guy gets to fight a ranked opponent in his debut. You telling me that a manager's not helping with that? Used to be Costa's and Figgy's manager. Waleed. Waleed Ismail. Okay. Maybe he didn't have enough. Maybe he didn't. But the problem is having a manager and being a manager is all about connections, right? So Ali Abdulaziz has the most connections. Ali Abdulaziz, let's face it, he controls the media. Ali Abdulaziz has so much connections, he controls the media because he manages this. This is a situation Ali Abdulaziz in. He controls all the big name fighters. He can decide whether these people get interviews with his fighters. So if these guys start posting bad stuff about his fighters, or if Ali Abdulaziz tested these media outlets, hey, I want you to post something about my fighter. I want you to post something that says my fighter was injured during a fight. And he can send that off to 50 MMA reporters. If they say no, next time these reporters ask for an interview, he can say, no, I'm not giving you an interview with my top fighters. You did not want to do what I told you to do and say that this fighter was injured. Now I'm not going to give you an interview. So now all these MMA reporters say that, okay, well, I just have to say what Ali Abdulaziz tells me because I want to do an interview with an Islam Makhachev. I want to do an interview with a Justin Gaethje, you know? That's why James Lynch doesn't have any interviews with any Ali Abdulaziz fighter. Ali also argues with himself online. Yeah, he's a true schizo. A true schizophrenic. 1,000,000%, bro. Yeah. He's a true schizophrenic, bro. Yeah. Management is an option, but if you can't self-promote, you're fucked. Most guys who say they don't want a manager in the beginning end up realizing it's not a control thing and get one. Being independent before social media was possible, and now your following and engagement dictate your growth. Doing it all by yourself is impossible, damn near. 100%. 100%. Nowadays you need a manager. You need someone who's running your socials because in today's day and age, it's all about what the social media says. You know, you look at all the guys who have gotten title shots. Movsar Evloev, why has he not gotten a title shot? Justin Gaethje, why is he in talks of getting a title shot? Why is you know all this talk about guys getting title shots? Because they're driven by fans' demand. Because at the end of the day, it's a business, and what are businesses doing nowadays? Businesses are 100% involved in social media, so you know it's impossible. If you're a fighter, you have to focus on fighting. You know. So yeah, I agree. Ali's basically Paul Heyman for Uncle Live. Is he? Yeah, he is Uncle Live's manager, right? Yeah. Ali is basically Paul Heyman. Yeah, he could be Paul Heyman for sure. I love you, Mike. Mike, I love you. I love you, Mike. Hey, Mike. I love you, Mike. I love you, Mike. Mike, I love you, Mike. You were my best friend. Maybe I'll do a reaction to no gay for Jesus. He didn't say no gay for Jesus, bro. This guy did not say no gay for Jesus, man. That's not what he said. He said no forget Jesus, not no for gay Jesus, bro. Yeah, no forget Jesus. And I love you, Mike. Mike, I love you. No forget Jesus. No forget Jesus. Thanks God. I thanks God. No forget Jesus. I tell you, I love you, Mike. See you soon, boy. The way he said boy was, I trembled when I heard Yo Romero is like my favorite fighter in a hypothetical world. Yo Romero is my favorite fighter. Like in terms of storyline, in terms of look, in terms of talk, in terms of everything, he is my favorite fighter. But the moment he steps in the octagon, he's like, okay, I don't want to watch him. Even when he gets KOs, it's like it was a bit of a boring fight. Like I was rewatching the Luke Rockhold fight. It was a bit of a boring fight. Izzy fight wasn't boring. Yeah. Nice rage bait. 0 to 10 rage bait. I think I'm just gonna start rage baiting a bunch. I think I'm genuinely just gonna farm rage bait. Would you guys be mad if I started farming rage bait? Like not in live, but like videos. If I farmed rage bait, would you guys be mad? I'm actually gonna rewatch it this morning. Alright. That's a good way to get to sleep. Romero def killed people in Cuba. Yeah, apparently he was involved in like some gang activity. I was re-listening to the what was it? It was like oh, the Joe Rogan podcast with Yoel. That was dope. I was watching that. That was dope. Mm. I remember Colby saying Obama gay one time while trying to say Obama pay. Nah, I don't remember that. I'm actually gonna rewatch Costa Yoel used to be one of my favorite until they fought Israel. It ruined them for me, especially Costa. Yeah, true. But that's because I think he genuinely got mentally broken. Mentally broken. I could see Romero in a military uniform in Cuba. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, with like a little salute. Derek Lewis sleeps Aspinall. 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 Wonder Boy and Lewis. What about Wonder Boy and Lewis? Traps? I think Wonder Boy can win. Lewis cannot win. Derek Lewis is not winning, but I think Wonder Boy can win. I mean, are we forgetting who Wonder Boy has lost to? Are we forgetting Wonder Boy piecing up Kevin Holland, piecing up Buckley before he got clipped and put out? When Yoel pointed to distract Costa and hit him with a flying knee was peak. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to see Marab versus Derek Lewis stand and bang. Same. I want to see Derek Lewis choke slam Marab, like he's the Undertaker. That's what I want to see. I dislike Marab. He beat the best bantamweight of all time in Sean O'Malley twice. Sean O'Malley could definitely get back to the title. 100%. I think he could beat a lot of the top guys for sure. People say Sean O'Malley's washed. He's not washed. He lost to arguably the greatest bantamweight of all time in Marab. And that's the only guy he's ever lost to. Other than that, he has 0 losses. That Cheeto loss was a fluke. Yo Acosta knocked each other down back to back. Yeah. Dude, that hook by Paulo Costa was nasty. Marab never beat Aljo, so Sean is better. True. Wonderboy wins decision. Lewis lands KO by falling on Tech's head. Nah. Lewis is not beating Teixeira, bro. Correct. Fluke KO by Lewis incoming? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Dude. But at the same time, it's like we haven't seen anything from Teixeira. Literally not anything past the first round. So I don't know how good he is. I haven't watched any of his regional fights. It's not a fluke when you do it over and over again. True. Stefan Struve versus Brandon Moreno is the fight to make. Stefan Struve, 6'7", wasn't he? Or like 6'9" or something. Stefan Struve versus 5'4" Brandon Moreno. I think that's a dope fight. He could probably punt him like how I would punt Hasbulla. You know what I mean? I would want to see that. Stefan Struve versus Hasbulla in a kicking match. How far can you kick him? You are my best friend. What's the best height to be? 6'2" to 6'3"? I'd say 6 feet to 6'2" is probably ideal. Maybe 6'3". I used to always make him fight flyweights on UFC 4. Yeah. Dag definitely was a punter on the high school football team. There's no, bro, I'm in Canada. There's no like real high school football team. 6'4", too tall? No. Shouts at the Bronx. Shouts the Bronx. Shouts up the Bronx. Oh yeah, they play flag football in Canada? No, there's different rules in Canada. There's 3 downs, wider fields, longer fields, and everybody's allowed to run to the line. Has there ever been a 7-foot MMA fighter? Stefan Struve? Yeah, that's the closest. He's the tallest that's ever been. He's like 6'7" or something. Shit like that. 6'7". But at 7 feet, you'd get taken down. If you're tall, you get taken down so easily. So easily. He's 6'9"? Oh, 6'9"? Damn. Dude, it would be so and take in, he beat Stipe. Take that in. Dago's on the hockey team. He actually faced against Armand in the Junior Olympics. Dog, if I ever link with Armand, I'm playing hockey with them. There's a couple other guys who play hockey in the UFC. I would play hockey with Armand. I'd cook Armand in hockey. 100%. I know I would cook Armand in hockey. This guy was good, but he's not as good as me. 100%. You don't think I played sports? Okay. Every kid in Canada, every white guy in Canada played hockey. Tuivasa beats Struve? Yeah, it's crazy, right? Is Tuivasa the greatest heavyweight of all time? On UFC 4, I remember saying 6'11". Really? He's 6'11"? No way. Does Dag dip his tendies in maple syrup? Nah. Maple syrup's overrated, dude. Super overrated. The only thing it's good for is pancakes. Google says 7 feet. Really? 7 foot tall? Dude, I'd take him down easy. Easy, bro. Easy. Have you seen the Russian promotion that has fat guys fighting girls? Yeah, the 2v1 ones. The 2v1s. That's good. Yeah, those promotions are dope. I think they should bring that to the U.S. Fat guys win, assuming. Yeah, they do. Yeah, surprisingly, the guy who weighs 300 pounds beats two 100-pound women. You know. What time is it? 10:15. 10:15. Okay, 10:15. 10:15. Yeah. They also had an old man. Yeah, I know it's bad. The Russian bare knuckle in the sandbag pit is based. Dude, they have the Russian bare knuckle MMA on concrete. That's bad, bro. That's bad. Trump didn't say it would be a UFC card. He said be a specific fight. What if it's USA belt and it's two Americans? I could see that. I could see that. Maybe do like I would suggest if they were to do one fight in the UFC White House, only two guys and they both have to be American, I would do Colby Wonderboy. Colby Wonderboy. What other fight would you do? If it was one fight at the White House, UFC for the USA belt has to be two Americans. Colby Wonderboy. That's perfect. Colby Jorge too? Nah. Sean Strickland Izzy, America versus China? Yeah, I know, but you need both American. You need two Americans. Maybe Colby Strickland trash talk, but Sean too big. Yeah, dude, Sean is like 220. He gets up to like 240, bro. Strickland, Brendan Allen? No, 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 no. We don't need that. We've already seen that, bro. We don't. We don't need to see that. Colby's 185 max. Probably like 190. I'd say he's probably like 190. I think he's bigger than Islam. Chandler Gaethje? No, 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 no. Trash. We've already seen that, bro. Brandon Moreno versus Colby. Yeah. Alexa Grasso versus Tracy Cortez. Poirier Gaethje 3? No. A Navy SEAL versus an Iraqi insurgent for the White House main event. Bro, that's not even close. That's not even close. A Navy SEAL would destroy an Iraqi insurgent. How about we do Colby versus Wonderboy? Colby versus Wonderboy? Colby versus Wonderboy, hear me out. Colby Wonderboy or Colby Chandler. Colby Chandler. Winner sends 50% of their paycheck to Israel. Tell me that's not a banger. Tell me that's not the American way. Tell me that's not a 50%. Tell me that's not the American way. You'll probably do that anyways, yeah. Why would we send money to Israel? Why wouldn't you, bro? They're your greatest ally, no? Whoever loses has to join the IDF. Yeah. Yeah. Whoever Yeah. G Gina Carano versus Paige Van Zandt in a in a Jello wrestling match. I love that idea, kid. I love that idea. Get this guy, send this guy UFC 2-3 years. Send this guy 2-3 years matchmaking room. Send this guy 2-3 years UFC matchmakers room. All right, Gina Carano, Paige Van Zandt. This guy's thinking. This guy is finally thinking. I love that. Book the fight. Book it. Henry Cejudo versus Moreno. Yeah. America UK 250 celebration. True. What if they did Guru versus Joe? Dude, this would be the best card for the White House. Ready? Main event, Colby Chandler for the UFC belt. Co-main event, Gina Carano, Paige Van Zandt in a Diddy off. Fight under that, Guru versus Joey for the YouTuber belt. Tell me you wouldn't pay to see that. Tell me you wouldn't pay to see that. We already smoked the Brits once. Don't gotta do it again. Yeah. Yeah, you guys smoked the Brits. And then and then America got cocky and thought they could take Canada, and then they got sent back. They got literally sent back, bro. They got sent back. America thought they could take Canada, and then they got sent back crying, and then their White House got completely burnt. Crazy. Trump said there's going to be a ton of events this day, so there's probably going to have a boxing match too. Nonstop fireworks, the Blue Angels flying overhead in their jets. Taylor Swift as a ring card girl. Bro, if you think Taylor Swift would do anything for Donald Trump, you're hilarious. Relax, Dag. America would take over Canada whenever they would like. No. America can't even take over America. You guys can't even agree on one thing. Every single issue, America is divided 50-50. Stop it. Every issue, America is divided 50-50. Every single one. You know? I'm pretty sure there'd be more Americans fighting with Canada than against Canada, bro. So, I don't know what you're talking about. We have to save y'all from Native Americans, bro. Chill out. You mean Native Canadians. And Native Americans? Native Canadians, buddy. Native Canadians. All right? Pretty Boy Trudeau versus Trump's vampiric son. There's a reason every pay-per-view that goes to Canada is trash. Canada literally has some of the best fans and best crowd in all of the world for UFC. They go to America, they go to Vegas, and it's literally a snooze fest. Nobody's on their feet, nobody's screaming, that's like the worst place to go to nowadays. USA is one of the worst places to go to hold a pay-per-view. It's so trash. So trash. Canada's better. Europe's better. They all have a more lively crowd. And fighters even say, the guys that fought at 315 said they've never heard a crowd that loud before in their life. Life, bro. Life. No way, bro. The last Canada card barely sold out. They had to fire sale tickets. Yeah, that's because all the rich Canadians are living in America. We're blue collar, bro. Canada's blue collar. We're not a bunch of privileged people like the Americans who make millions of dollars. Did you ever go to a Blue Jays game in Toronto? Bro, no. Those tickets are like $400. I don't even like baseball. I despise baseball. Who's more skilled, JDM or Shafka? JDM, more overall skilled. Vancouver's nice. Vancouver's the best place to live. No way. That Montreal crowd was not paying for that shit card a few months back. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So the UFC gives Canada shit cards, not because of Canada. It's because Dana White is like this political. He thinks he's like some political guy. Bruh. Bro, read. I read what you said. You asked if who's more skilled, JDM or Shavkat. That's what you asked. And I said JDM's more skilled. But the crowd at Montreal was better than every single American crowd in the past 2 years. Who will win between Alex and DDP? Alex Pereira and DDP? Alex Pereira. You don't like it much? I only use it for betting now? Yeah. You've only been to a WWE event? Same. I've been to 2 WWE events because UFC is so expensive. It's like $1,000 a ticket to go to a UFC event. It's insane. Privileged or just worked harder than the Canadians? It's a victim mentality that causes Canada to stay poor. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Worked harder than Canadians. You're hilarious, bro. It's not about working harder than the Canadians at all. It's about government. Government will. This is what happens in Canada. This is what happens. Canada creates some of the best companies in the entire world, international companies. The moment they start making money, they go to America. They move their company to America. The people move to America because there's so much more benefits to live in America, to have a company in America. There's so much drawbacks to having a company in Canada. And the government refuses to do anything about it. Dana versus Trudeau. Trudeau has had a boxing match. Pereira would have picked him apart. True. Prime Tony versus Prime Ilya. Prime Tony was dropped numerous times by a bunch of guys. Dropped by Pettis. Um, Michael Johnson beat him, so he would get. But Prime Tony beats Habib. Can't wait for cum shot all over DDP. Yeah. When you work hard, you make money. When you work hard, you make money. Yeah, but it's not about. It's not about. It's different though. You can in America and Canada, if two guys work equally as hard, your money's gonna go a lot farther in America than it is in Canada. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. If you think there's people who work 2 times as hard in like Brazil and all these other places, but their money doesn't go that far. Their hard work does not translate to wealth. It's because America is just they have that shit. They control the world. Literally control the world. But they're falling hard. America's falling hard, bro. They're falling hard. The bigger you are, the harder you fall. And that's what America's position is right now. They're just trying to hold on to the world. They're trying to hold on to their power as long as they can. True. Drickus is so sloppy. I was film studying last fights. Drickus switches stances super slow. Gotta be an easy takedown for Chimaev. Yeah. The moment he switches stances and squares his stance, he's done. Charles Oliveira is a real prime Tony when you look at what he did from 2020 to 2023. Nah, but they were different though. They were so different. Charles Oliveira, it was way different. Tony was Tony. Charles was Charles. I wouldn't even try to equate them. They're just different. People say, oh, well, Tony passed the torch to Oliveira. They're just different. They're just different. What about the ground game of Tony? He had good ground game. But Tony never shot it. Tony never shot a takedown. He had good scrambles. He would throw submissions off his back. And he would throw elbows off his back too. But I think, it would be hard to submit Tony as well. So I think Tony would have beaten Habib in like the 4th or 5th round after he gassed out, because Habib would have gassed out from punching Tony. I guarantee you. Dag probably wants socialism. Yeah. Every country has its own issues. There's no solution that fits every country. That's very true. That's why immigrants come here to send money home. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, people come to Canada to send money home too, because their money goes way farther over here. Like if you make $1,000 a month in like, like it goes way farther. So if you make $2,000 a month here, you could send half your paycheck to your entire family, and you can have like a family of 5 live perfect. I just looked up the closest card to my hometown, and had Poirier, Bilal, Islam, and Brunson back in 2016. Poirier, Bilal, Islam, Brunson back in 2016. I could find out exactly where your hometown is just by searching up. I'm gonna. Thank you, USA. You were my best friend. Ugh. Do it. Do you see Chimaev is training with Dillashaw's coach for cardio in the last 5 weeks? Got to be huge. Yeah, but I don't think he needs to train cardio, man. I don't think Chimaev needs to train cardio. It's if people think he needs to train cardio because they have been force-fed propaganda about Chimaev's cardio being bad, when that's just not the case. And you know that too. But I think if that coach can give Chimaev, he's training red zone cardio, not just random cardio, that's good. I hope TJ Dillashaw's coach gives Chimaev EPO. I hope Chimaev gets EPO from TJ Dillashaw's coach. I think that's the best idea, for sure. This is a different level. It gets you calm in deep waters. Yeah. I wish this fight with Usman was 5 rounds, so Usman could have taken over. You mean so that Chimaev would have finished Usman in the 4th round? Is that what you're talking about? If Chimaev and Usman was 5 rounds, Usman would have been submitted in the 4th. He would have been taken down. The second wind would have popped in. Okay, because everybody knows this is a problem with these casuals. They don't train, so they don't understand that Chimaev has a second win. That's like his secret trap card is a second win. Chimaev activated his second win trap card, and he would have submitted Usman in the fourth, 100%. When has he shown us his second win? Against Gilbert Burns? In the third round where he pushed the pace, beating Gilbert Burns against the cage? What do you mean? That he literally put does let me ask you this, John Duty. Does Gilbert Burns have bad gas tank? Does he have bad cardio? Does Gilbert Burns have bad cardio? Yes or no? This guy doesn't know how to answer a simple yes or no question? For the tail of the tape in the DDP versus Chimaev fight, they need to add the circumference of DDP's neck to the stats. Yeah, yeah. He had a third win in a 5-round fight. Chimaev has 7 wins. Chimaev has 7 wins. What are you wearing? A hoodie and a beanie? What are you wearing? The fuck? DDP will get rag dogged, believe? Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah, he's gonna submit him in the first round. It's not even gonna it's gonna be the most anticlimactic fight you've ever seen. You're wearing PJs? Nice, dude. It's gonna be the most anticlimactic fight. Read his name. Nah, I'm good, bro. I'd rather not read his name. You'll be row 4, so I wonder if I'm on TV. Yeah, do what Nina Drama does and just sit behind the fighter so she can get screen time. Be like, oh, dude, yeah. If Jones comes back and beats Tom, what? Maybe at the White House? Then what? Oh, if John Jones comes back, beats Tom Aspinall, I don't know. Let John Jones be gay. I think we just have to accept that a gay man runs MMA, even though he's not gay. I could debunk all of MMA Guru's claims. Dude. I might do that. I might debunk all of MMA Guru's claims about John Jones. He has a third win in a 5-round fight. Burns fight was the best thing for Chimaev. Yeah, true. It showed him the weaknesses and things he needs to do. John Jones ain't fighting at the White House. Tom will drag him around Buckingham Palace. Bro, we're not doing Buckingham Palace. I don't even know what is Buckingham Palace. The LGBTQ community would get Jones so yeah. We are 39 days from the Chimaev taking the belt. Only 39 days? That's crazy. Ah, my ears. Ow, my ears. Ow, my ears. Thank you, USA. 2016 UFC. Dustin Poirier. Bilal. Brunson. It was Dustin, Brunson, Islam, Bilal. So you live near Hyde. I'm not going to say it. Dude, that is right on the border. That's literally right on the border. Oh my gosh, bruh. Do you think who DDP fought Izzy with no ground game? Also, he was not in his prime till he boxed him. He can't even take down Sean while Robert took him down, and people really think DDP is something special. I know, right? DDP has looked completely trash against every single grappler he's ever faced, and people think he's about to people really think he's like that guy. It's crazy. Do you think John fights Tom? No, probably not. Was looking up top 15 ranked guys every weight class. The only guy they can add to 319 would be Reyes Rakic, Brady, Gary, Neil Prates, already rumored to be added. I don't think they're gonna add anything to 319. I think they're done adding stuff. Cause it's 30 something days, bro. It's 30 something days. I don't know if they're adding anything. Paulo Costa, Roman Kopylov canceled. Michael Johnson, Zell Huber canceled. But that was added to 318. Wow, 318 is genuinely trash. Actually trash. Only 11 fights so far. They need 1 to 2 more. They might just do 11 fights. They might do 11 fights, but I think they could add 1 more. But I don't know if they're adding like a main card fight. Would they add a main card fight? So they have main event is Dricus Hamzat, Tim Elliott, Asakura. That's a main card fight. Jared Cannonier, Michael Venom Page. That's a main card fight. Edson Barbosa, Jakar Close. Okay. Hernandez, Hooper. That could be a main card. Ruzaboyev Battle. Okay. Green, Fahea, Mearshark, Olazechuk. So I don't know. Still waiting for UFC to finalize it. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's only 10 fights. There's only 10 fights on the card. So yeah, maybe 2 more. Maybe 2 more fights. Cannonier Venom Page might fall through. I think that's a fight that's gonna fall through. Probably. No, I don't. Big boys don't need to take a lot of time. Yeah. MVP is the most random fights. I know, right? It really doesn't make sense. Shara Bullet, dude. I wish Shara Bullet beat him, bro. Really sucks that he lost to him. MVP fraud checking undefeated prospects at 38 is wild. I don't think he fraud checked him. Yes, he did. Shara Bullet didn't need a fraud check. He lost his hype from the first fight he won in the UFC. No, I think, bro, Shar Bullet just was injured. He had crazy bad staph infection. That's why he lost. People talk about Hamza gas tank, but they should understand his body can't take the 170 weight cut. He still gave his best. Now it's at middleweight. IDK, he will have any cardio issue? No, I don't think he'll have any cardio issue. People just don't understand. It's casual fans. It's casual fans who always talk about cardio. Even fighters can be casual fans. Hamzat has been training in space to improve his oxygen retention. Mm. But that's I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Shar's terrible illness. He did have a bad illness, yeah. Dude, it's almost been Hackle. It's been almost 2 hours. It's been almost 2 hours, bro. We're talking about one hour. It's been 2 hours. You're streaming for another hour? Ooh, yikes. Maybe I'll probably do later today. I'm probably gonna do later today, but I need to go to the gym. I need to grab some lunch, so we'll see. People aren't talking about Jurgis gassing from the heavy wrestling exchanges. King Terzi, do I have the video for you, man? Do I have the video for you, brother? I talk about DDP, his gas tank in the Darren Till fight, and that how when he grapples for 4 minutes straight, when DDP grapples for 4 minutes straight, he's trash. His cardio is completely trash. Completely trash. Tall fatty versus taller fatty, yeah. You know, when he grapples for 4 minutes, he's genuinely trash. Do you watch UFC BJJ? No, what's with you and UFC BJJ, man? It's so trash with the fake autistic guy and Mikey Musumeci. Genuine fake autistic. This guy overplays his like autism. I think it's like his brand, right? So like I can understand, you know, he wants to overplay his brand, but it's so annoying. Why are you faking autistic? That's practically stolen valor. What's worse, fake autism or stolen valor? I'm going fake autism. Do a series. No. How can a gay become a champion? They are considered weak. Then how? No, I don't think they're considered weak. It all depends on how your trauma can manifest. You know what I mean? So some guys like Sean Strickland become like ultra masculinity focused when he has, you know, trauma from his father, but other men, when they have trauma from their father, they become gay. But John Jones kind of became a mix of the two. Ultra masculine, I need to beat people up, and didn't get started on with the kid that won't even say his name, such a fraud, BJJ. Mikey seems more ADHD than autistic. No, he fakes autism. If John is a cheater and people still say he's a goat, why can't I be homophobe? I don't know. I don't know why he can't be. What? Bro, what is this list? What is this list? This is the worst list I've ever seen. Islam, Volk, Jones, Ilya, Marab, GSP, Habib, Max, Piotr Yan, Usman, Pantoja, DJ, DC, Pereira, Aldo, Silva, Drakis, Stipe Armin, Fedor Emelianenko, Dominic Cruz, Oliveira, Dustin Poirier. Bro, what is this list? What is this list? Why do I look so handsome? I don't know. I don't know. What is this not a trash list? GSP behind Marab. GSP behind Marab. Behind Ilya Topuria. Volk above John Jones? Volk above John Jones. What? Islam above John Jones? And GSP? How's Islam number one? He's got to be rage baiting. Islam at number one? What in the world is this list? What in the world is this? GSP, bro. It should be. Oh my God. John Jones at the one. If you're going to include John Jones, he has to do John Jones at the one. You got to do GSP at the two. Like, what are you basing it off of? What are you basing it off of? If you're basing it off of skill, pure skill, you go John Jones, GSP, DJ, Islam, Volk. Ilya. Oh, dude. Habib, Marab. DC. Silva. Usman. Like, what is this based on? If it's based on skill, MMA skill, if this is based on MMA skill, this is all wrong. If this is based on legacy, this is all wrong. Like, you either have to pick a GOAT list that's based on legacy or based on skill. And if we're taking one of these, then it's completely wrong. Show Lucas's levels, yeah. Usman is better because he's more black than John. No, they're like the same shade, I think. Francis Ngannou's a little bit darker than the other guys. Silva's pretty light because he's Brazilian, right? Aldo's really light. DC's light. Habib is also pretty light for a black guy too, so. Sorry.
We're not really going to look too much into that. But at the end of the day, Volk's real losses to Poirier, who we see how good he is, and Islam Makhachev. And at the end of the day, listen, Volk actually took the challenge of moving up to fight a monster. Jones didn't fight Ngannou. Jones didn't fight Jan Blachowicz. Jones didn't give Dominic Reyes, who clearly beat him 3 rounds to 2 the rematch. Jones didn't give Tom Aspinall a chance. Jones's win over Stipe Miocic means nothing in my opinion. It just doesn't. It's an exhibition match as far as I'm concerned. The Gane win is decent. It absolutely is. I'm just saying it should have been Ngannou. Okay, but either way, I still think Gane beat Ngannou, so that's why I'm saying it's a decent win, and that's why I still think Jones, you can't just say, oh, his resume sucks. Jones's resume does objectively not suck. Gane was a decent win. I still think Gane beat Ngannou. He won 3 rounds to 2. Like, Volk losing...
So it's based on resume? How is Islam the GOAT? If it's based on resume, Islam is not the GOAT. What? Renato Moicano, short notice, Dustin Poirier going 2-2. It's not just about the name. It's about how the fight actually went as well. So to say Islam's a GOAT, Renato Moicano. Okay, not GOAT status. Dustin Poirier 2-2 going to the 5th, not GOAT status eligibility. I mean, are you kidding me? Topuria probably higher than Islam. Islam beat Charles Oliveira. That's a good win. Beat Volk the first fight. Close fight, but that's a pretty good win. But those are his only good wins. Volk has Max as a good win. 3 times Max a good win. Because all of those were pretty good wins. Who else does he have that's a good win? The Aldo one was boring. So sure. But Chad Mendez. Old man Chad Mendez. Diego Lopez has a pretty decent win. But not, they still don't compare to what John Jones and GSP wins were. Who's best cardio? Nick Diaz, Merab, or Habib? Merab. Habib's cardio was mid. Habib had mid cardio. What do you like? Completely mid cardio. Completely mid cardio. Like, it wasn't even good cardio. It was mid cardio. Gassed out in the third round against Connor. Habib directly next to Max is insane. It's not. It's not. It's literally not. That's not insane, I don't think. I don't think that's insane. Habib not top 10? Yeah, I don't think he's top 10. I don't think he's top 10. I think when you're making a GOAT list, you have to take into a couple factors. Who he beat, who they beat, how they beat him, and who they beat, how they beat him, and overall completeness. I think those are the three things you should be taking into account. Islam doesn't really have the resume, but his overall completeness is pretty high. Same with Volk. John Jones, overall complete. Overall, one of the most complete. Has the names. Beat them in dominant fashion. Ilia Topuria has some names. But he's still not been that tested. Ilia Topuria has yet to be like fully tested yet, I feel. You have GSP higher than Chimaev until Hamzat wins belts? Yeah, probably. What mid cardio almost wrestles for 4 rounds with pressure? Yeah, but I think he slows down. He has pretty mid cardio. It's not close to Merab's level of cardio or Diaz's level of cardio. I don't think. Habib is not top 10 because he's top 3. You're hilarious. Topuria still needs more resume like Chimaev. I think they need at least 20 fights, I think. We actually on coke? Nah. Chill out, bro. Chill out. But this whole thing is all wrong. This whole thing. GSP. I mean, John Jones, GSP. And then once you get through the past two, John Jones is clear 1, GSP is clear 2. But once you get past that, it's a little rough. You're entering rocky waters. Justin Gaethje. No way this guy put Justin Gaethje in the top 30. Bro, what? That is the most hand-picked win. The most hand-picked win. What's a harder win? What's a harder win? You know, well, that's crazy. That's the most hand-picked thing I've ever seen in my life, bruh. Comparing Anthony Smith to Diego Lopez, bro. Diego Lopez is not a good win. That's not a good win. Not a good win. And it's gonna be crazy because what happens when Volk loses? What happens when Volk loses to somebody up and coming? Is gonna take him out the top list and say most overrated title win is Anthony Smith. And no one rates it high, bro. No one rates that high. Like, this is all just crazy. What is he basing this off of? The only reason he has Jose Aldo in there is because of it helps Volk's credentials. The only reason he put Islam at number 1 is because it helps Volk's credentials. Bilal above Connor. Yeah, crazy. I mean, Bilal does have some better wins than Connor. He does have better wins. But it doesn't make any sense. Bilal has no wins over top guys. No wins over top guys. Right? Yeah, no wins over any top guy, yet Connor has a win over Max, Aldo, Dustin. This list is trash. This list is trash. Connor should be on here. He has a win over Max. He has a win over Aldo. He has a win over Dustin. Right? And a win over. No, that's it. Right? And Sean O'Malley should be on this list too, no? Win over Prime Piotr Jan, win over Aljamain Sterling, right? So, what is he talking about? And Izzy, how is Izzy down here? He has a win over Pereira, win over Silva, win over Whitaker, right? Win over... That's it. What about Chimaev? Win over Whitaker, win over Usman, right? About to beat DDP. So this list makes no sense. Frankie Edgar. Yeah. That's just so he could seem... The only reason he has Fedor, Frankie, Fedor and Frankie is so he doesn't seem like a casual. Luke is just biased, bro? Yes, 100%. The whole reason he has this list is just so he can spread Volkanovski propaganda. That's all it is. Just Volkanovski propaganda, bro. Why is Fedor there? Yeah, I know, right? Literally involved in fixed fights. Might as well just throw... They're trying to appease old heads now? I know, right? Yeah, that's what all about. Like, those are the most old head casual. Like, if you don't know, why are you including him? I think that's the thing. These guys want to be approved by the old head unks and include Frankie Edgar and Fedor Emelianenko. That's the only reason they talk about these old heads, is so they can be like, oh, dude, this guy knows, dude. This guy's a hardcore fan. So just say that you didn't watch it then. No one expects you to be watching when Frankie Edgar was in his prime. You know? In prime, Frankie lost to Aldo. Prime Robbie Lawler beat Prime McGregor. Nah, stop it, bro. Stop it. Randy Couture should be included. OG2 division champ. Yeah. I think this list is so messed up. All right, boys, I'm going to be dipping. Thank y'all for being here. I'll be here later today. We'll see what we're going to do later today. Peace, boys. It's been your boy, Dagman May. Set noties on. Put noties on, man. I'll be here later today. Peace, boys. Thank y'all for being here. Deuces.